All right, here we go. Beat the Pro, Star versus BLUMR. Star, a clan that a lot of people know. I know from casting a lot of tournaments, a lot of household names here. BLUMR as well is a clan that we see oftentimes in competitive as well. That's why I picked him. I also picked him because it's an NA team versus an EU team. All right, so we've got a Galvs in a Daring for Star without Dazzle. Interesting, because Dazzle was buffed. Star 100 in a Yu Yang with Dazzle, and that is a Radar Yu Yang, of course. We've got Captain Benevolent Fair in a San Martin, Lord Azure in a Stalingrad with range and the AP. I like that. Lord Lauren is in a Napoli. And I say Napoli because if you look at, he's got Pack a Punch, but he didn't take Top Grade Gunner to buff the secondaries. He also doesn't have any of the secondary upgrades either. So, excuse me, so he is just kind of in his standard setup there. Interesting. Krom is in a unique upgrade Moskva, and then there's Captain Nascimento in a Devastation, so that's their super ship. And opposing him to the south, the Blue Mermaids, we've got Gdansk, that's Suicide Prevention H, heading towards the Alpha Cap with KMS Aegir Dragon in a Harugumo. That is a full 420 Blaze It Harugumo. ABAX 21 in a Napoli. See, this is a full secondary, all-in secondaries build. Katauchi in a Des Moines with unique upgrade. All of those guys heading to the A cap. Kyudis Aruhi in the Kremlin heading towards the C cap with Piemonte, that's the Master Graf. And finally, Dazd in a Ragnar. You guys can tell these guys are set up for the kite flank. As a matter of fact, Piemonte taking out numbered so that he can try to take advantage of that boost in maneuverability and I believe it's maneuverability and accuracy. Benevolent and Lord Azure clearly planning on being the hold ships for Star, so all the action is going to go down at the A cap, where Star will have one extra ship because of the fact that their battleship is coming that way too. Will Star be able to make this work? We have a prediction up. Please make sure that you've done the prediction if you haven't already done so. Okay. So far, neither team willing to go into the Alpha Cap. It's kind of interesting since both teams are just kind of sitting there eyeing it. Both teams want it. Uh-oh. Star 100 is going to try to back in, but those torps will fizzle out just in the nick of time. Meanwhile, Suicide Prevention's going in with the Gdansk. Now, he's got the smoke, he's got the radar. So as soon as Star 100 gets in, you can see what they're doing. He's going to sit there, and that will trigger the radar. Keep an eye on the A cap and watch when it starts to flip. X100's just stopping short of going into the cap. Wow. I think they're sensing a radar trap here. There he goes. He goes in. That's flipped. And Krom detected. Suicide Prevention radars. Pulls forward. He wants to hit X100. He's coming out to do so. He's going to smoke himself because he can do that. And it's not going to get the kill, but they're going to push him back. Devastation shells aren't able to clear the island. And that's what engagements look like in upper echelons of competitive play. I wanted to kind of get you guys the feel like you are that player in there. So I hope you all enjoyed that. Meanwhile, we've got ourselves a Death Snail. That's when you have a cruiser, typically a radar cruiser like a Des Moines, that's going to sit in that smoke. and they're just going to shoot and farm whatever is spotted. There's a Harugumo. There's that 420 Blazed Harugumo, and he's able to do the same thing. ABAX sitting out in the Napoli, he's getting shot at, but he's also spotting by being shot at. And that allows for both ships in that Death Snail to just farm whatever they want. Star X-100 backs into the cap again, triggers the next radar, takes a torpedo from the Gdansk. Speaking of torpedoes, we got torps coming into the Death Snail, but these are deep waters that cannot hit the destroyer, and Katuchi's got his hydro up, so that's a very easy, just lazy reverse for him. X-100 in deep trouble. DCP down, on fire, is going to burn out, and will be the first casualty of this game. There he goes. Meanwhile, a Galvs comes into the A-cap and says, well, let me get shot at too. Bit of a mistake there. I think they were not expecting another radar to be available so soon. But, yeah. Star had more ships, but it seems like BLUMR had a little bit better strategy set up to deal with the Star ships at A. Crom now obviously the farm target. Let's see if torpedoes will hit the Harugumo. All skill, no luck. They fizzled out just out of range. Oof. Look over at the C-cap. BLUMR feeling so confident they are actually shoving their Kremlin up as Captain Benevolent trying to use that funny button. He's trying to get hit so he can charge up the funny button so he can heal quicker. Not able to make it happen. BLUMR takes down Captain Benevolent Fair in the San Martin. And that leaves you with a Stalingrad all by his lonesome at the B-cap. Lord Azur using the radar. This is looking like a pretty big win for the BLUMR mates. Meanwhile, over at A, the Gdansk is just going to back into the cap. He knows he's got it. It's easy. No problem. It's interesting, Haruhi stopping there in the Kremlin and reversing. Obviously, he doesn't want to give side to the Stalingrad. But that's going to allow Azur to just sit there and focus on the Piemonte. Devastation rotating around. He's trying to support his teammate. There's an HE salvo coming in right now. And Devastation does what Devastation does best. Lord Azur, though, is forced to stop and reverse. He knows that if he continues, he'll be giving side to the Kremlin. So he's got to back up. He's got to stay. He's got to keep the Kremlin between, keep the island between him and the Kremlin. Kremlin's moving forward, though, so Lord Azur is going to have to move forward and eventually show side to the Piemonte. Piemonte continues to move forward, though. And we're about to see him killed right here. Azur was not paying attention to the Kremlin, and here comes the AP salvo that ends him. Yeah, we saw that coming. That is how you assassinate a ship that cannot afford to show broadside. Very good play by BLUMR. Meanwhile, on the other cap, we've got the Death Snail returning. 420 Blazed Harugumo smoking up his Napoli and Des Moines buddy. So, yeah, this game is pretty much all but over. BLUMR is... I just can't see Star coming back from this. Looks like Nascimento's turrets were... He was looking at the Kremlin, but then he changed his mind to go after the Piemonte. Devastation, of course, is the super ship for the British. I'm surprised he had HE in the barrels, by the way. I think he could have got the kill if he used AP there. If he turns to go bow into the Kremlin, he can actually get his rear turrets on target. He might very well be thinking that. He might be switching to AP now. I just don't think it's going to happen in time. I think Haruhi's going to get the... Nope, he did get one of his bow turrets off, but he takes torpedoes up the butt and goes down. Piemonte does get taken out, though. Galv's getting a nice hit there, but... I mean, it's too little too late as Loran Napoli trades with the Haragumo. That's kind of funny. And all that's left is Galv's in the Daring, sitting in smoke. He knows he's in danger, and he knows he's done. He's just going to sit there, shoot the ground, and say, let's get on. GG's, I'm sure, in chat. All that good stuff. And he's going to die to torpedoes. No, he's going to die to the Kremlin. Gonna get myself set up for my death pick. For those of you guys new to me and my casts, I always take death picks at the end because I use those as my cover picks. Congratulations to BLUMR. There's another game that we will be bringing you of BLUMR versus Star. We're gonna move on to Northern Waters in a moment. Let me take you back to the tournament screen here. All right, so we are back into this. This is BLUMR versus Star. BLUMR has one win over Star. BLUMR bringing with them Tipsy Torpedo in the Gearing, Dazzed in the Marceau. Let's see, the Gearing is COTS build. Yep, your typical COTS build. Marceau going for more gunsy stuff. Suicide Prevention in the Gdansk. Mastergraph in the Moskva unique upgrade. Katuchi once again in the unique upgrade Des Moines with both Talkway Gunner and Outnumbered. Abax in a Napoli. Cutest Haruhi says, fine, if you won't let me take the Kremlin, I'll just take the Patrie instead. Battle starts. Opposing them to the south is Team Star. Star is bringing with them X-100, this time in a Gearing. I think they felt the Yu Yang torpedoes just weren't effective against destroyers because they're deep waters. That's your typical COTS build. A Galvs in a COTS build Gearing. Captain Benevolent Fair in a Wushta with unique upgrade. Interesting. I'll talk about that in a second. Lord Azur in a range build in Napoli with also some secondaries built into it. Lord Loren is in a Salem. This is with radar, and he's got range. Crown in a Stalingrad, or sorry, Moskva with unique upgrade. And we've got Captain Jam once again in a Devastation. Now, the Wushta, for those of you guys who don't know what the Wushta is all about, the Wushta has the unique upgrade with basically gives one extra charge of each consumable and a faster recharge of consumables. Okay. As you would expect, the Marceau for BLUMR gets into the A-cap early. Will Star be able to stop that? The Gdansk is also there. He's going to be able to radar as soon as X-100 gets into this cap. He decides to open up anyways on the Marceau to try to get the resets. Does not manage to pull off the reset. This is unfortunate because it also gives away his position. Also gets draws the ire of the entire team for BLUMR, and he's forced back. And oh yeah, that's right. There's Gdansk radar that will catch Star 100 as well for a little bit. So X-100 losing an awful lot of hit points for this early decision to try and stop the cap. Probably wasn't the best the best decision there. Probably would have been better just to let them have the cap, but it is what it is. Nascimento now the new focus target as Benevolent in the Wushta gets set up in the island, or just south of the island there. Try to lob shells over, but if you look at this, BLUMR brings all the pain Nascimento already forced to turn out. He's going to give side to Haruhi's Patrie. Here comes the AP. Will he turn in time? Yeah. Nascimento used his first super heal. Shots fired back at Katuchi's Des Moines. Sets a fire, forces the DCP. Whatever. Looking back on the seaside over here, we've got a bit of a push being formed right now. I think they realize that with such heavy forces over at A, BLUMR is weak at B, so they have to make a play over at the BC side. Timo the God, thank you for the comment. It's good to hear. If there are things that I can comment on, please do tell me. If you need more context on stuff, I can try to help you out. BLUMR is going to be able to get to the island. They do another Death Snail to get their Des Moines to the safe spot of this island. This allows them to basically control the A side. There's no way, there's really no way for Star to get back into ACAP at this point. Katuchi even able to fire at Crom for free. Look at this. He's able to arc the shells right over the island here. This is why this spot is so important for any radar cruiser, but Des Moines, Salem typically likes to go here. You can fire over the island for relative freedom, forces out the radar. And, I mean, okay, they can see Katuchi's Des Moines, but they can't do much about it, right? Crom's the only person that could shoot back. And once that radar expires, okay. Tipsy Torpedo, wisely staying outside of radar range. He does fire off torpedoes at Nascimento and Crom. I think both are going to miss. He missed on his salvo for over here, and Crom does actually take a torpedo as he reverses, despite having Hydro on. That is oof. Crazy to see a Gdansk like suicide prevention here with the range upgrade, just staying at max range, holding down left mouse button, not caring at all. And Crom in trouble now. Let's take a look. Is he... his engines? No. He's on fire. I guess the torpedo did not cause a flood. But he's on fire. His DCP is down for the next 30 seconds. Fire burns out, and he saves the ship. Got to heal in 20 seconds. He should probably be able to heal that back up. Nascimento, speaking of heals, using his heal over there. Let's go take a look at the other side as Star continues to try to find a way into this game. Although you can see BLUMR rotated the Patrie around. One of the things about the Patrie, it's very fast.
The enemy is about to win.
And the Marceau as well. So they take the ACAP. They, you know, kind of, I guess you could say stun Star. Star isn't able to do what they want. Star forced to shift to the BC side, but BLUMR's already rotated the Patrie and the Marceau over, so it's really going to be difficult for Star to find a way into this game on this flank too. It's very, very brilliant maneuvering. Lord Azur now forced to go to the... he doesn't want to give side, of course, to the Patrie. He's going to go slide along the border a little bit. ABAC's doing a great job of just being a pain in the butt over there. They do take him down, but I think Azur is about to go down himself. He's got a torpedo right there, takes it right up the butt, and That's a trade, and that's a trade that Star really can't afford to make, because now it's Lord Lauren Salem and Galv's gearing, and that's it. And you can see Star is completely rotated out. They are going for the middle of the map. They're trying to get the Worcester in to do something about this Gdansk. And here we go. Benevolent comes around with his Worcester. He's got his Hydro running for the next minute and a half, or about a minute. He's got radar available should Suicide Prevention try to smoke himself up. And the Des Moines and Gearing aren't able to support their teammates. Now, he does have AP coming in from the Patrie. Let's back off, and you can see that right there. Actually, no, I'm sorry, that's the Moskva. There's the smoke from Suicide Prevention, and there's the radar to prevent that smoke. But Katucci is able to turn around in the Des Moines, so they got to get this kill fast on Suicide Prevention. Lord Lauren in the Salem taking some big hits there as well, over at the B cap. And, all right, they come away with that kill. That's a huge kill. That does also allow the Worcester to get into A, at the very least stop the point gain for BLUMR. Cutis Aruhi is in a lot of trouble now in his Patrie. He's lost an awful lot of hit points. But so has Captain Benevolent's Worcester. And he's going to go out right there. So they make a trade in order to get that kill on the Gdansk, but you can't afford trades right now. 41 seconds. 41 seconds. Haruhi manages to go dark. That's the key. He manages to go dark in his battleship. He's got engine boost on. He's trying to run. He's burning. Will he burn fully? He's healing right now. He knows he saved the ship. Big hit on Lord Lauren. Haruhi on fire again. And it doesn't... No, he goes down. Lord Lauren takes down the Patrie. But at what cost? Star 100 is very low, and Nascimento as well, very low. Matter of fact, I think, yeah, he's out of heals. All right. Lauren does go into the B cap. This is huge because it does also stall the point gain. But again, 40 seconds. Star needs to get on another cap, or they have to get a kill. Katucci is extremely low. Can they get a kill on him? He needs to be spotted, and Moskva's radar is down. They don't have a shot on him, and Lord Lauren is probably going to go down in the next 10 seconds. And once that happens, that will be it, and BLUMR will win 2-0. There it goes. Let's get in for our death pick. Always like to have the sun behind me if possible. There it is. Congratulations to BLUMR for winning 2-0. I'm going to go ahead and set them up as the winner. And we're going to move fast.